Hello, I'm Vicki Leroux with Create and Adorn. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Our channel is all about showing you how to make fabulous modern jewelry for yourself. Each week I share new jewelry designs, different tips and techniques from my multiple decades in the jewelry making industry. So if you would rather spend a Saturday night at the bead shop than the bar, this is the channel for you, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. If we are just meeting, again, my name is Vicki Leroux. I owned a big, beautiful bead store in Tacoma, Washington called the Bead Factory for over 25 years. And in late 2019, I launched CreateandAdorn.com to be able to offer the same high-quality jewelry making materials I had in the shop, but online, and to take our most popular classes and make them into kits so that everyone could be able to make them at home. And so each week I offer new designs, and they are available as kits, or oftentimes the individual parts and beads and pieces are available separately on our website as well. Or if you have all the materials and just need the instructions or the directions for how to make the projects, we also have downloadable instruction sheets that have step-by-step instructions, and those are available to download for purchase as well on our website. So lots of options. We also have a monthly subscription, our Bead Babe membership, and those instruction sheets are just one of the perks that our members get our new designs, the instructions for our new designs each week for free in their inbox. So there's lots of other perks and benefits. I'll leave a link in the description below that you can click on that takes you to our website that you can read about the membership and hopefully join us. So each week, our new designs that we present are connected to each other, meaning they use either similar techniques or materials or something. Like last week, we did Valentine's with a lot of chains. And this week, our new designs are being connected through silk cording. We're using silk and various knotting techniques for these designs. And I'm actually presenting 3 designs, and all of them are updated from previous designs that we've had, but I've updated them and used some different materials and techniques to present them as fresh and new, and they've never been presented on this channel before or for our Bead Babe program, so I'm excited to share them with you. Like I mentioned, they all use our silk cord that I just want to talk about maybe briefly. We use a silk cord that's carded, meaning it comes on a card like this instead of a spool. And it's 2 meters on a card. And the cards also have attached wire needle. Let me see if I can put that in front of the camera. Right, see that little bent up piece of wire there? Well, that's the needle that's attached to the end. That's actually super convenient. But the other cool thing about the way they attach this is that right, they're using a big eye needle, so there's a large eye in it. They're running the silk through it, doubling it, and twisting it. And so again, it's probably hard to see. I'm going to push this right up to the camera. But it's 2 strands of silk that are twisted together. And what that does when you're knotting is create a knot that's more full and just that has a really beautiful texture to it, where the silk that comes on a spool is not like that. And you won't get the same kind of lovely full knot that you'll get from this twisted silk. And also we use a German silk. It will always say it's made in Germany right in the back of the card. And that's just a higher quality silk. It's softer, it's easier to work with. You can find a carded silk at many craft stores it's not German silk. It's most likely made in China, and it's a lot stiffer. So it's just the process they use. And when it's stiffer, it's harder to knot with. And so the German silk, it's just a better quality. The colors are beautiful colors and sizes, and it's just easier to work with. So I love it. And still, it's more expensive than maybe a spooled silk, but it's still only $2.50 a card. And you have 2 meters on there, so almost 2.5 yards. When you knot a project, you're going to use about twice the length as you would if you were just stringing it, right? So it kind of gives you an idea. So there's a good amount on here. On our website, we carry the silk in 2 sizes right now and in 10 colors. It comes in like 20 colors, so we're getting there slowly, adding more and more. But we have 10 beautiful colors in 2 sizes. The 2 sizes we carry are a 4 or a 6, and like all stringy materials, it's the thickness of the cord that depends on the size of the hole in the bead. So a size 4 is probably the most common. That's the thinner of the two, and that's the size that fits most freshwater pearls and natural gemstones. They're all drilled very small, and so they need a thinner cord, especially if you're knotting, right? You can't use just a thinner one for something that has a larger hole, because if you knot it, you won't see the knot, it'll go inside the hole. And so the thickness really has to match, right, the size of the hole in the bead. The size 6 that we carry is more for man-made stones. Crystals, lab-created gemstones, those will have a larger hole, more consistent hole as well, and so will fit through a thicker one. And so you always want to use the thickest one you can, so that it fits nicely, but also so you get a good size knot compared to the hole that you're using. I did mention color. Color is really important when it comes to silk. It can really enhance the piece so much. I'm going to show you some samples here. Right, here's a beautiful strand of pearls, of white pearls. Let me do a gray background. And it's traditional to use the color silk or cording to match the pearls, right? So white pearls, white string, pink pearls, pink, and so on. But when you have other gemstones or designs that have other colors in them, or it lends themselves to other colors, that can really be some fun options. So here's a strand of green garnets that are in a rondelle cut, so cut kind of like a little slice almost. This cut lends itself really well to knotting because the knot really separates it beautifully. And these are knotted on olivine color already, but because of the other shades of garnet in the strand, it's not on the olivine, but we could easily use this kind of beautiful carnelian color. Would be a gorgeous option, or even like a darker brown would be really pretty too. So there's a lot of options for your strands depending on the colors and things that are used. This is a bead float that I've done before that has a lot of materials. Let me use a larger board. So there's a lot of different materials in here. Beautiful big freshwater pearls that are faceted, and different garnets and gemstones and things. It's knotted on a gray color. I'm going to tip this down just a little bit. And so it's knotted on a gray cord, but it would be really beautiful knotted on the kind of this light blue, or even the black or darker blue, right? So it'd be really, really beautiful knotted on any of these colors. Would work great. I'm currently working on this little strand of labradorite. So it's strung on the silk, but it's not knotted yet. But see how the stones kind of look gray, kind of a gray color to them, and the pendant has that beautiful blue that labradorite has. So I've strung it on a light blue. It's going to be knotted on this light blue color, which is really going to bring out more of the blue, color in the labradorite and enhance it. So it really can make a difference. So with that being said, I'm going to share our first design, and it's been one of our most popular designs that we've used recently. It's just our Hidden Gems bracelet, and it's knotted, and this one is using our most recent Precious palette, which is our color mix that uses gemstones and freshwater pearls and crystals. So I'll try to use kind of a background of it, but there's the little ring lights in there, but it's garnet, amethyst, moonstone, so lots of pretty colors in there, and it's knotted, but it's not knotted between each bead. It's actually, there's a pattern to it. It's knotted very strategically. So like all of our kits, I have very specific kind of different unique techniques that I use to them, and it's 3 strands. It just makes a beautiful kind of statement bracelet from that palette. It's available in this palette, which is Love Reigns, or also this other one, which is our Pretty in Paradise. I've got a few of those left. And this one, the Love Reigns that I did, this one's knotted on kind of a lavender color, but You have several choices. So if you're purchasing the kit online, there's the lavender I use, but there's also the pink would be really pretty, or even that garnet color as a really nice accent are available for that. Would be really lovely. Any of those colors would be lovely. In the Pretty in Paradise one, right, that's got aquamarine, amazonite, peridot, prehnite, chalcedony. It's got a lot of great colors. You could do a light blue or that olive green, right? So either one is really gorgeous on this. So when you purchase any of these kits, you have a choice of silk that comes with it. And the knots, because the knots are visible, they act like spacer beads, right? So the color is really important. It will enhance or not the design you use depending on the colors. So that little Hidden Gems bracelet is one of our new samples that again is available in our new color pro palette, or precious palette, sorry, Love Reigns. I'm sold out of the palette, but you could still get it with the Hidden Gems bracelet. I think it's 32, 34, but there's a discount code also in the description below to save 10%. Our next one, our next design I'm going to show you is also knotted on silk, but it's more of a float. This is our Floating Gems necklace. I'll get real up close. We've done the toggle in the front with the little dangles of the gemstones here. And so this is using a palette. We had Wine and Roses that is topaz, rose quartz, garnet, moonstone, pink opals, lots of beautiful, beautiful gemstones. And it's floating, right? When I say that, I mean we've created these little segments on the silk. So it's our Floating Gems necklace. Now, what's cool about this is you can wear this short with this little lovely pendant in front, or when we undo the toggle, it actually makes a really beautiful long necklace. Let me get her on this pad. Right, so it really makes a lovely long pendant necklace. Right, so you could wear it long, and it's much longer than this board, with the beautiful pendant in front that has little dangling gemstones on there. But you can wear this as a nice long piece, or by doing the clasp in front, it can be worn short with that in front. Or if you're a big fan of a wrap bracelet, it's very easy to wrap it into a little bracelet with the clasp as the focal. And you would think that it looks so delicate and tangles, but it really doesn't. It shakes out really easily. I have taught versions of this for years, and it's just so fun to do these floats because it doesn't use as many beads. It goes faster, and you get just such a great impact or look from it. I'm just a big fan. So I thought this was a fun design, different ways you could wear it. She's $34. Again, you can save 10%. It's Bead Babe 10 is our new discount code for you to save 10% off anything. And then our last one, oh, I'm wearing it. I'm like, where is it? I am wearing it. So let me take it off real quick. So it's a version, we have a chain trio necklace on our website that's basically the chain version of this, but I added the 2 strands of silk with floating crystals. Now, where the other 2 designs are done in a size 4 because of the gemstones, these are all done with crystals, and so it's done in a size 6, so a thicker one, because the crystals have a larger hole, so you can use a thicker silk. The size of the bead doesn't matter, it's the size of the hole, right? And the hole is determined by the bead that it is. Gemstones, pearls have smaller holes. Man-made anything has a larger hole. But so I've done 2 strands of silk with the floating crystals and spacers mixed with the chain strands, and I just think it's beautiful. I think it's created such a lovely impact. You know, it was beautiful before, but this really gives it just a lovely added detail. And it may look like there's no color to it, but it is actually in white opals and grays and pink opal, and with lots of beautiful silver spacers and things to enhance it. I'm just trying to tip that down a little bit. And so let me try to show it a little up close. I made two different kinds of sections. So one strand, I'm going to tip the camera down a little bit, see if that helps. But one strand of the silk has just a variety of different crystals in mostly sizes 4 and 3, in different shapes and then variations of the color story. The second strand I did is all pretty much the same segment over and over again, but it looks larger even though it's the same crystals. All I did is use a larger spacer in this second strand. Let me get up close, right? So the first strand has little kind of baby segments. Focus. Let's play with that focus. And then the second strand has just a larger spacers in between. So I just like the idea of one being really kind of organic and different mixes, and then the other one being more patterned. Let me tip you back up. And by combining the two, I don't know, I just think it makes the whole look more interesting, more elevated, and just changes the design and makes it really pretty and sparkly. And I think, I think it's a really beautiful, impactful look. This kit is 38, something like that. But you still save 10%. It's 24 inches, comes with an extension. You could make it, a little bit shorter or longer if you wanted to by adding, more pieces to it. But it's a lovely, lovely piece. The silk, like I said, is available 10 colors. It's only $2.50 a card. You would choose the size by what you're working on, and then a lot of the spacers and pieces are available individually. I use a knotting tweezer, which looks like this, to do all my knotting. It's especially important when you're doing these floats because you need the segments that you're doing to land in a certain place, so it becomes very important. The knotting tweezers that we use a better quality. It's tools like anything, the quality is really important, like anything in jewelry making, but the tips need to be fine, right, but also even. They must taper evenly, where one side can't be thicker than the other. They must be smooth all the way down. When I'm feeling this, it's smooth. There's no hard, points except actually at the end. And they need to be a good 4.5 to 5 inches long, so it's comfortable in your hand. If there's anything jagged on the end or one side is bigger than the other, it's going to mess up your knot. And when we get these in, I'll go through and I'll throw out any of them that aren't perfect. I mean, quality is the most important part of our business, besides our customer, besides you. But that you have a successful outcome when you're making jewelry, right? Otherwise, if the tool is not good quality and you're trying to knot and you're struggling with it, you're going to think it's you, right? It's not you. It's the tool. It can be the tool, right? Just like if you used a cheaper silk and you had a hard time knotting it because it was stiffer, you get frustrated and think that it's you. It's not you. The difference between using something a little better quality and paying a little bit more for it is not just that it will look better, but that it's easier to work with and easier to make and more successful, and affects how you feel about the piece as you're making it and after. If you even finish it, right? How many pieces do we get frustrated and we just don't finish it sometimes, right? So it's so important to me that you have such a great experience, and this website and all this is still new, and so I'm still discovering ways to make sure to deliver a kind of wonderful experience and product to you through the internet, as opposed to when I did it in a retail store. But I am positive that I will find a way to do it. And in the meantime, I'll do as the best I can to make sure that anything we send you has been checked to make sure the quality is there. I send extras of everything in the kits in case you have some boo-boos and need an extra finding here and there. So I really try to make sure that this is the experience that you want and you deserve, because without you, this is nothing. So thank you so much for watching this video, joining me on this ride for this week's techniques. Now our members will get 3 handouts this week in their inbox for free, or anyone can purchase them, like I mentioned at the top of the video, to download. Thank you again for joining me. I have many technique videos and things to come that actually include a pearl knotting technique. I just didn't want to add more to this week's video, but those will all be available separately on our website. So thank you again. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go out there, sparkle brightly like the star that you are.